Alrighty, folks, I don't know if you've heard this, but Bitcoin is absolutely unaffordable, as is housing. Everything is unaffordable. So what the heck can you do to get started? Is it even worth starting? Should you just give up in FOMO life? We're going to have this conversation with Nick and see what's going on. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Every day is Saturday. And I think this is a fun topic because I don't know if you hear it. I'm sure you do as a Bitcoiner. You know, Bitcoin, I just checked, is 110,000, which is a lot for this thing. And I'm curious, when you hear people say it's unaffordable, what do you think?
Well, I actually believe we're just getting started. We're getting into that. We have those cord phones, and we're going to get cordless and wireless, and we're going to get into the cell phone stage and the iPhone. So I think we're just getting started, actually. I think global adoption is about to kick off. But I think the biggest problem is people are afraid that it's too late. It's already past them. It's unaffordable. I talk to people, and they're like, 110,000. I can never get a coin. Well, there's still fractional ownership. They're still getting in the game. They're still getting off zero. And I imagine you probably hear some of the same things about real estate being unaffordable.
Absolutely. It's really funny. I've been hearing for almost 10 years now that housing is unaffordable. And
Yeah.
it's, there's this things in my area called crash bros and doomers who have been telling people not to buy homes since 2013. If you listen to these idiots and morons since 2013, you're broke. And frankly, you deserve it because you were listening to fraudsters who don't have your best interest in mind. So I created these things called ORAT rules. We'll get into them in a minute. But, when I think about Bitcoin, I'm curious about something because I've been here before. I've seen assets like this before.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, they quote unquote become unaffordable. Even if you think they're early, the masses think they're unaffordable.
Yeah.
And often what I see, and I'm curious if you're seeing it now, is people start gambling on the next big thing, the next, shit coin or meme coin or whatever you call these things. And that's their answer to Bitcoin being unaffordable is freaking gambling. Why? What are people doing?
Well, unfortunately, some of these brokerages are casinos, and a lot of people like to put their money in there, especially in hyperliquid leverage scenarios. A lot of times and this is what's really going on. I think there's a decrease in Bitcoin price right now because they were just grabbing liquidity. If you looked at all the longs, they're just getting billions of longs have just been wiped out this past week. And it's because people are using hyper leverage. Literally 25x, 50x, 75x, sometimes even 100x. Like you could literally see it on the liquidation map. And so they put $1 million, 100x, 100 million, or even 1,000. They're just trying to get rich quick in the casino. They're gambling. Maybe they're making up for losses elsewhere, or maybe they're just trying to beat the system. But they literally hunt those things. And because Bitcoin is open 24 hours a day, they really get them on the weekends.
Yeah, the Sunday liquidity. I saw it last weekend. Something like $300 million was liquidated in like 4 minutes or something crazy.
Yes.
Again, it's what I've told people. And again, I'm not a Bitcoiner or a maxi or whatever you call these things. I'm a guy who has a coin, bought years ago and never did anything with. And what I tell people is if you're gonna play in this space, two things: don't put any money in that you can't afford to lose, can't afford to go to zero. And don't you dare do it on leverage. Are you a freaking moron to do this on leverage? What are you doing?
Yeah, and unfortunately, millionaires are doing it, which is even wild to me. I just really don't understand. I mean, maybe they're just greed. I think it's maybe corporate greed or greed in general, where you want that Lamborghini because you hear all about it and things. I don't know what it is, but I guess some people never have enough. And I think that's a problem as well because contentment could really produce, better assets. I mean, let's talk about even real estate, the house hack. How many people don't want a house hack, even though it might be an early step that is great? You know?
Yeah, it's really funny. But it's really fun. So let's talk about house hacking, right? I think house hacking is the cheat code to wealth if you can do it, right? If you're young enough, it is the ultimate hack. I talk to high school seniors all the time and make sure we talk about house hacking because if you're a high school senior at 18, you could be financially free by the time you're 27 or 28 using house hacking, right? Do the 4-3-2-1 strategy, fourplex, triplex, duplex house. You're in that story with 9 units and a home, and you're a lot of you will be done before you're 30. And all I hear is, "Oh, I can't do that. I can't do." Okay, then don't get rich, right? Keep working for the man, right? That we live in an economy where you can choose to do that. And I just think there's a lot of people that if you really believe crypto is a thing,
Yeah.
and you think Bitcoin's the thing of the things, right? It's the peak. I
Yes.
don't know why people aren't just dollar cost averaging, a couple of bucks a month or a week or whatever you get paid, and just look at it as a natural savings account. And again, it can't be money you're afraid to lose, because that's rule number one.
Yeah.
But instead of saying it's too expensive, get on the train. I saw a quote. I forget who it was. I wish I could remember, but this is 2 weeks ago. Somebody said it would be $30 million a coin by 2030 or something. I'm like, if you know that, and again, I'm not saying it's coming, but
Yeah.
if you truly believe that at your core, why would you put your money anywhere else? I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. I put my money in way more than than I should. I'm sure. You know what I mean? Because I actually do believe it is going up there. Do I believe 30 million by 2030? Absolutely not. I don't believe that at all. But maybe that's the difference between me and other people. I try to be realistic. I try to sandbag it. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And then unmet expectations could really hurt you.
yeah.
That's why people have leverage and everything else. For me, I try to have manageable expectations. Even you talked about the house hacking. That's my plan for my kids, even as they turn 18. People have a college plan. I went to college, I got a master's degree, economics and history and so on. But I mean, I want my kids, I'm going to build them a 4-year house hack plan, to be honest with you. And I'm a
There you
Bitcoin,
go.
but I just believe that instead of working 40 years, they could literally do it in 5. The first 5
Yep.
years, I know the story and I believe it because I know it's a slow moving dinosaur in the beginning. But once
Yep.
it gets rolling, that's a great thing. And as far as Bitcoin goes, I tell people the same thing, and I started working on some baby steps as well. And one of them was start small, right? Cancel unused memberships,
Mm,
subscriptions. I mean, we spend so much money on Hulu, Netflix, Disney
yeah.
Plus, ESPN. I mean, we cut the cable cord, and I swear I'm spending more now than I ever spent. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No doubt.
So that's my first step. I would tell people is like, get rid of that. That's nothing. That's
Yeah.
some sacrifice. But if you ever, I have kids and I teach students as a high school teacher. There's a movie called National Treasure, and it says, basically just talking about no sacrifice, no reward. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like Captain
Yeah.
Wick. So that's one of those things. And then after that, I believe in an old quote that says, "Success only comes before work in the dictionary." You're gonna have to get
Yeah.
out there and do
Yes.
some
Yes.
work, and you're gonna have to you're gonna have to make some money, and you're gonna have to spend some of it in the dollar cost averaging. That's the best thing you could do because you don't worry about the volatility anymore. It went
Hmm.
down, great, got a discount. It goes up, great, you're making money. But when you go all in on something and it's volatile like Bitcoin, you can get really afraid, sell, and that's all these market makers are trying to do. They're trying to shake out those weak hands that are afraid
Hmm.
because it's magic internet money and risky. I get it. I understand. I've been there too. I was nervous myself before I studied it a little more and learned about it. But those are some basic examples. I also would talk about big windfalls. Sometimes you get tax refunds. Sometimes you get work bonuses. I used to coach basketball 20 years. I'd get my stipend, my check, and I'd throw that into Bitcoin, or maybe even, you're young, 18, people still give you gifts with money. You know what I mean? Throw those little gift cards, make some money out of it and buy Bitcoin. And then in addition, you also have a credit card called Gemini. I don't know if you heard about this from the Winklevoss twins.
Nope.
Yeah, you get Bitcoin rewards. So
Oh,
all the stuff
wow.
that you do that you would normally do, you get 4% back in Bitcoin.
Hmm.
So those are just a couple quick strategies that I've been thinking about. People that need to get off the sidelines, get off of zero, and have a little more confidence in themselves and the product that they're doing.
Yeah, I am curious about one thing. If you were just a wild ass guess, this is not a forecast, not
Okay.
financial advice, just somebody's wild ass guess. One guy's wild ass guess. Do you do you think Bitcoin ever is $1 million a coin? And if the answer is yes, pick a year just at random that you think it might get there.
I do believe it will be $1 million a coin. If I had to pick a year, I maybe 2035.
Okay,
Maybe.
all
I
right,
know a lot of people say
that's
20,
conservative.
but I
Yeah,
want to be conservative, and I also believe it all comes down to adoption and people actually buying it, and corporates and treasuries, governments. And if
yeah,
not, then it's never going to reach its full potential. But you know what? Nothing reaches its full potential if people don't buy in and invest in it.
yeah,
That's why real estate is worth what it is, and bonds and everything else, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah. No, I think that makes a lot of sense. The one thing that I look at, again, just knowing we talk once a month or so, is if I don't know if it's an if or it's a when you get the national buyers, the United States, China, Russia, Japan, right? The countries. If people really create national reserves, That's going to be game changing, because
Yes.
these if they become they could very quickly become the biggest buyers and just dominate the market.
Well, as you know, we like to deflate the dollar as much as possible by printing it. So
Yeah.
I am actually amazed by some of these countries that are not just printing money to buy Bitcoin just as a precaution. I know a couple are, and they've made a lot of money so far. But I do believe that because the dollar can be useless in some ways because it just gets devalued over years. Like, that house from 1950 is worth more money now. How is that
Yeah.
possible? It's older, it's used.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The pipes need to be changed, the roof. But it's because the dollar has been, inflated. And I just think that eventually it's going to be worth more. I think the country that prints it first, prints the dollar more to buy Bitcoin and make a reserve, they have nothing to lose. You know what I mean?
Now,
It just
was it Argentina or someone started doing this a couple years ago, or is it Colombia? I have no idea. Somebody in South
yeah,
America.
there's 6 Uzbekistan and 7 countries that are actually starting this.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and they're making money. I mean, one country recently they have $682 million in
Mm.
Bitcoin. It sounds like not a lot, but they're a smaller country. You know what I mean? When we talk about the stock market, we have Nvidia has more market
Yeah.
cap than Canada. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
3 trillion
that's a
plus.
big
Yeah.
country. So it happens, and it will happen fast. I think risk happens fast, and I think your opportunities are in the right seasons earlier, and I still believe
Mm.
we're early. And as you
Yeah.
talk about all the time, I mean, there are doomers. Same thing in, Peter Schiff, he hates Bitcoin.
Yeah. I see
Yes,
that a
famous
lot.
post, it will never be 100,000, and it will never be 50,000. It will never, but every time it gets there, it's never like I was wrong.
Right.
You guys should have bought. It's never that, right? It's always some other narrative. And I'm not
Mm.
talking bad about Peter Schiff. I don't know him, but I just find it funny that instead of lifting people up, encouraging people to at least educate themselves,
Yeah.
everyone's always wrong.
Yeah. No, I love that. Well, speaking of, I guess there's 2 things. I guess I'll hit this first, and we'll hit education last, because I think that's the important thing that you bring to the channels is, another perspective that I don't have. I'm not in this space at all. So bringing on somebody who is passionate is always fun. So thank you for that. Let's just go back to this leverage thing one more time, because again, I saw last Sunday there was a big dump, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and others, and I can't believe how many people are on leverage. I mean,
Yeah.
I, when do people learn?
What's funny is the one cool thing about crypto, especially like Bitcoin, you could see it on chain. So you could see Binance moving the coins to make the price go down to liquidate everyone, and then they get the coins back for cheaper even more, and they're literally manipulating the whole price. But more so because more adoption has happened with Bitcoin, they're having less and less control of it. But Solana and Ethereum and all those other ones, man, they still have enormous control. And if you actually look up right now, about 14 to 15 billion shorts are above us to 120. If we go up 10,000, they're going to get $15 billion. Now, not them directly, obviously different perp trading and liquidity brokerages, but there's a lot of money there. So do I think it's going up? I absolutely do, because they're greedy. One thing I realize is these people are greedy, and
Shocking.
and Binance has their own tokens as well. So they want to pump their own bag. They don't want Ethereum, Solana going. So it's, unfortunately there's bad actors in everything. And you see it in real estate maybe a little bit, but some bad landlords or things like that. But I still think the majority of people are good. I still believe in society, and the everyday millionaire, that every day is Saturday. That's why we do this. We just want you to study a little more, get off zero, and do something that maybe you don't have to work for 40 years. Right now, it's pretty much guaranteed you do. So why not try something new that might help you?
I like it. Well, let's close on education. If somebody's intrigued by this, they want to poke around, where do you send them?
Well, I'd send them first to my channel, Lead Pray Auto. Every day I give you the Bitcoin news, the updates, and kind of talk about things like leverage and trading, and not to get shaken out, and how to have diamond hands in volatile situations. Because anxiety is real, and so is fear, uncertainty, doubt. Like the FUD happens. It doesn't matter what you're doing. People try to scare you out of being successful, even your friends and family. Even when I first got my first real estate property, it was like, aren't you worried about tenants? Aren't you worried about termites? Aren't you worried about toilets? Aren't you, worry. You're in California, you're not going to be able to get them out ever if they squat. So you know what? I hear you. I'm going to take a chance anyways. And I've been successful because of that. I would also read the Bitcoin Standard. I think that's a great book. I think it's good to get into communities like with me and others on X, where you can learn more. But some of those things are scary. Get off of
Mm.
some of the scary things. Get onto like your own working knowledge. Start reading books again. I think that's one of the biggest things we could do. Is, and even someone like crazy Kiyosaki. I love Robert Kiyosaki. He's a genius, but he has some crazy takes. But you know what? He's been right about real estate. He's been right about Bitcoin. He's been right about gold right now and silver. All the things he's telling you to buy so you don't have to work for 40 years. So
There you go.
yeah.
I like it. One more time. What's the channel?
Lead, Pray, Hodl. I was inspired by you to do a channel, and I got 140 subscribers so far. So
Woo!
I'm my way up.
There you go, buddy. Take care of yourself. Lead, Pray, Hodl, HODL, Hodl. Thank you, buddy. Take care.
Thank you.